Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. In this session, we'll be discussing from the 16th and the 17th verses of the 17th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The title of the 17th chapter is Punishment and Reward of Kali. How the Kali Yuga, the Kali Purusha, the personality who is the personification of this age, Kali Yuga, of this period. How he is dealt with by Parikshit Maharaj when the Kali Yuga was about to begin. He is trying to enter Parikshit's kingdom when Dwapara Yuga is ending and the Kali Yuga is going to begin. And how he is dealt with, that is very, very instructive for all of us. It gives us a clue. Why is it important for us? It gives us a clue as to how we can protect ourselves against the evil influence of Kali, this age, this time, this atmosphere, the prevailing external conditions, the bad influence. How can we protect ourselves? Provided, of course, pious people want to lead a life free from sinful activities, want to lead a honest life, a clean life, a pious life. Then how do they protect themselves against the evil influence? That is the reason why this is being discussed here. The 16th verse, Rajño hi paramo dharmaha swadharma sthanupalanam Shasato anyan yatha shastram anapadi utpathan iha. The meaning of this verse is, the supreme duty of the ruling king is to give all protection to law-abiding persons and to chastise those who stray from the ordinances of the scriptures in ordinary times when there is no emergency. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, in the scriptures there is mention of apad dharma or occupational duty at times of extraordinary happenings. It is said that sometimes the great sage Vishwamitra had to live on the flesh of dogs in some extraordinary dangerous position. Flesh eating under normal circumstances is completely forbidden. Or if somebody somehow or the other, because they are very much desirous of enjoying eating some flesh, animal food, animal flesh, then if they do so, then they are liable to be punished by the laws of God, the laws of nature, laws of karma. But under extreme circumstances, when there is no food available except for flesh, nothing else is available, then one may eat flesh just to survive. That's called apad dharma, emergency time. So, Srila Prabhupada says, in cases of emergency, one may be allowed to live on the flesh of animals of all description. But that does not mean that there should be regular slaughterhouses to feed the animal eaters, and that this system should be encouraged by the state. This is completely sinful. When plenty of fruits, vegetables, grains, milk is available, then why should people eat flesh? why should they kill animals for getting the flesh? So that is very, very sinful and severely punishable. So Srila Prabhupada says, no one should try to live on flesh in ordinary times simply for the sake of the palate. Palate means simply for satisfying the tongue. Oh, I like to eat. No, just because you like to eat, you cannot kill other animals. As much as you have a desire to live, you want to subsist in this particular present body. Similarly, every living being has got the desire to live and should be allowed. Should not be. There should be no unnecessary killing of even an ant, even a small plant. No unnecessary killing. So it is said here by Srila Prabhupada further, if anyone does so, that means they simply kill animals for the sake of satisfying their tongue, the king or the executive head should punish him for gross enjoyment. There are regular scriptural injunctions for different persons engaged in different occupational duties, and one who follows them is called swadharmastha, or faithful in one's prescribed duties. Everybody has got a prescribed duty given in the scriptures. In the Bhagavad Gita 18.48, it is advised that one should not give up his occupational prescribed duties even if they are not always flawless. Swadharma, what is prescribed for you according to your acquired nature. According to your nature. You have to perform a certain type of occupational duty to maintain yourself. Such swadharma might be violated in case of emergency, but not in normal circumstances should you violate. If one is forced by circumstances, one may violate, but they cannot be violated in ordinary times. The state executive head is to see that such swadharma is not changed by the follower, whatever it may be, and he should be given all protection. The follower of the swadharma should be given all protection by the king. The violator is subject to punishment in terms of the Shastra. Now, what punishment who should get? According to the particular violation. Just like in ordinary law, there are civil laws and criminal laws. Civil laws is for some minor transgression of some particular rule or law of the land. Just like somebody is driving, they are just exceeding the speed limit. So that's not a very serious violation of the road rules or the law of the road driving laws. So such a person may be just he may be just warned, or he may be just given some small fine he has to pay, that's all. But somebody is driving rashly and killing another person, or bringing about severe accident, severe damages, then such a person is subject to criminal code of conduct. Criminal laws are applicable in such cases. So there is a difference depending on the kind of violation. The duty of the king is to see that everyone strictly follows his occupational duty as prescribed in the scriptures. Shastras should be the basis. Perfect. They are perfect in all respects. They are not made by some human beings with defects. The Shastras are given by the Supreme Lord and further elaborated upon by liberated souls, saintly persons who are liberated personalities. The 17th verse, Dharma Uvacha, because Parikshit was speaking to Dharma, to the personality of religion. So Dharma is now responding to Parikshit Maharaj. Etad vaha pandaveyanam yuktam artabhayam vachaha yesham gunaganai krishno dautyadau bhagavan krutaha. The meaning of this verse is, the personality of religion said, is replying to Parikshit Maharaj, these words just spoken by you befit a person of the Pandava dynasty. Captivated by the devotional qualities of the Pandavas, even Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, performed duties as a messenger. Something wonderful. Dharma is telling about Parikshit Maharaj, is glorifying Parikshit Maharaj. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the assurances and challenges made by Maharaj Parikshit are never exaggerations of his real power. He's speaking, I'll punish anybody who violates. I don't care even if that person who's violating is a denizen of the heaven. I don't care. So these words are befitting his actual position. And they are not simply some exaggerations. The Maharaja said that even the denizens of heaven could not escape his stringent government if they were violators of religious principles. He's a strict ruler, and he has the power to rule and enforce the law of the scriptures, the rules and regulations and laws of the scriptures, even upon the devatas, even upon superior beings. He was not falsely proud, for a devotee of the Lord is equally as powerful as the Lord, or sometimes more powerful by the Lord's grace. And any promise made by a devotee, though it may be ordinarily very difficult to fulfill, is properly executed by the grace of the Lord. You see, that's the position of a devotee. Parikshit Maharaj is a pure devotee of the Lord. So he has got extraordinary power. Nobody else can have it. Not even devatas can have as much power as Parikshit has, because Parikshit is a pure devotee. So further, Srila Prabhupada says, the Pandavas, by their unalloyed devotional service, pure devotional service, and full surrender to the Supreme Lord, made it possible for the Lord to become a chariot driver, or sometimes their letter messenger. See, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, worshipable by everyone, including the devotees. Everyone is subservient to Krishna, and Krishna is supremely powerful, unlimitedly powerful. But that Krishna, being captivated by the Pandavas' wonderful qualities, devotional qualities, he became their servant. Voluntarily, he became their servant. He became the chariot driver of Arjuna in the battle of Kurukshetra. He became the messenger of Yudhishthira. He carried a message, a peace message, on behalf of Yudhishthira to Duryodhana, to avert the war of the battle of Kurukshetra. Before the war was actually fought, Yudhishthira wanted to avert this big world war. So Krishna personally carried this message from Yudhishthira to Duryodhana, personally went. So he was a letter messenger of Yudhishthira. Such duties executed by the Lord for his devotee are always very pleasing to the Lord, because the Lord wants to render service to his unalloyed devotee, whose life has no other engagement than to serve the Lord with full love and devotion. The devotee wants to serve the Lord unconditionally. The Lord wants to serve his devotees also without any hesitation, without any consideration that he is the Lord. Maharaj Parikshit, the grandson of Arjuna, the celebrated friendly servitor of the Lord, was a pure devotee of the Lord, like his grandfather. Who is his grandfather? Arjuna. Parikshit is the grandson of Arjuna. Arjuna's son was Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu's son was Parikshit. So Parikshit was also a pure devotee like Arjuna. Therefore, the Lord was always with him even from the time when he was helplessly lying in the womb of his mother and was attacked by the blazing Brahmastra weapon of Ashwatthama. This is the history of Parikshit. We had discussed this earlier. He was saved in his mother's womb when he was an infant. Not even an infant. He was not even born. Not even come out of the mother's womb. He was protected by Krishna because he was a devotee. So, when Parikshit makes an assurance, it is always backed up by the special protection of the Supreme Lord Himself. So, the personality of religion, Dharma, accepted this fact and thanked the king for his being true to his exalted position. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.